Hi. Hi, folks. Um, I just wanted to do like a 1 hour live just to talk a little bit about Bridgerton, trying to continue to get Bridgerton up there. And also, obviously, what got everybody excited today, which was Luke breaking his silence on Instagram and posting a story that he adorably, like, obviously downloaded the videos or the video and uploaded it just the way it was spliced. Yeah. Yes, Katie. Lukey did post, which is awesome. Like, I mean, honestly, like my DM blew up. The minute it happened, I got so many DMs letting me know. Oh, and Nicola, yeah. And Nicola was, Nicola's posting amongst other things, but the one that I will mention is the whole thing with the X account, which is exactly the conversation we had before, and discussed how, like, I didn't think that Luke account was real, and and I said just because it says verified, thank you, Miss Allie, just because it shows verified. There's so many things on X these days that says verified that are not like verified. That's the minus of what happened when X took over. Yeah, anyone can verify now, Katie. Agreed. And so because that happened, I knew I couldn't trust it at all. But just letting folks know that, let's see, my usual blurb, if you can do your daily heart me, that's great. If you can double tap to give hearts on the side, that's also wonderful. You can share, you can give gifts if you're comfortable, you can subscribe if you're interested. And I think that's pretty much my blurb. Yeah, Nicola said you can pay for the blue check. Absolutely. The Dragonfly MI said you can pay for it. Totally ruins the whole point, in my opinion. Thanks, Ronnie. Thank you, Azelle. Yeah, it's it totally puts into question a lot. Anytime I see a verified account, I'm like, that doesn't mean anything now. It used to mean something. It means nothing now. There are ones where it could be easily that a person did verify at one point and they just changed their username. I tried to look at when uh I tried to look at the first post on the Nicola account and then the Luke account. One was on June 13, one was on June 19. I just wanted to see if there was any like hints of like the way things were written, to give you the like an idea of like, here's the thing, if you write anywhere on the internet, you have your digital fingerprints in a lot of ways, and people will start to pick up on nuances of how a person speaks. So if this fake account person who's doing the fake account on Luke and fake account on Nicola, if they have any other accounts elsewhere, best believe that people can figure it out simply by how the person's choosing to write. It could be as easy as punctuation, the way that they do punctuations or whatnot. And it's just a question of like who would find value in trying to create these fake accounts, this fake account under their names. Now, is this person putting anything horrible? No. It's pretty benign stuff that they're putting. It's not like they're trying to, do anything in the post or the tweets or whatever. But it's the fact that they're trying to pretend to be them. That's the issue. It's like, just because they're not writing anything bad to make anybody look bad. I think it's because if they wrote anything bad, people would automatically question whether it was them or not. So they have to kind of write benign statements to make people think it is them. But in all actuality, they just want followers. Ronnie says, sorry for for ask those comments on the Ryan post. I couldn't stop watching it. The Ryan post is. Are you talking about when the Blake one where she pinches Ryan's butt? Are you talking about that one? Kimura girl said it defeats the purpose. Yeah, like I don't like the fact that verifications mean nothing now on X. And I love that you started following Ronnie. Yay. Ronnie said it's benign for now till they start asking for money. Yeah. 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 I think I just wonder what the end game for the person is that is doing this. I'm pretty sure, I can't definitively 100% say this is the case, but it definitely feels like both the Nicola account and the Luke account are both being done by the same person. And the interesting thing is when Nicola took a screenshot to let people know this is not me, that account was following 3 people. And now it's no longer following those 3 people. And I bet you the reason they unfollowed those 3 people was it was going to show every single fake account they created. And they're like, now we got called out by Nicola for not being real. Now that it shows that I'm following these accounts, they'll know that those accounts are fake as well. And it's being run by the same person. The chances are high. Kimura girl said, I loved how she addresses it. Yeah. Me too. I mean, just nip it in the bud. Miss Allie says, true. Hey, Empress. And so I know that people were super excited with seeing Luke post something. Flower with Star says, I hope Luke shares his fake one too, because I'm afraid they're going to take advantage of someone. Yeah, hopefully he does. I mean, he might not even know that anyone's doing that. Maybe seeing Nicola post that may make him look to see if anybody's faking to be him. But that's why I said to folks, it didn't make any sense for him to come back to X. It didn't. And I said just because the posts very much were like things you Google when you ask for ask for a quote that shares how you feel about this thing or that thing. And then somebody posts it, It just didn't read like Luke. Yes. Everybody talking about Luke's post and how it made people's day. Yeah, absolutely. So it did, I guess my question to folks is, did it make your day enough that you wanted to watch the show? Did it make your day enough that it made you want to watch the show? Letting you know right now, I have turned it on for the second showing of the day. Ronnie said the issue too is since Nick is known to share links for donations, someone could take advantage. Good point, Ronnie. And even more so, an important thing for Nicola to immediately address it once she was made aware. I'm glad somebody made her aware of it. I didn't even know that somebody had also done a fake Nicola account. Miss Allie said, I squealed when I saw he posted a story and then she posted one too. I've been giddy all day. It really does help when they do choose to share information. But yeah, it was great to see them post stuff. Yeah. Ronnie says, I was already watching, but yes. Yeah. Empress says, I'm always watching. Yes. Nicole B said, was already watching, but got me hyped for the second showing of the day. LOL. Awesome. Kimura girl said that post broke the internet today. May said about to start the second view of it. Christine said, I'm on my second watch too and have my sister playing it. Awesome. I love it. Hello, Melissa and Dominique. So I know that, I'm trying to remember who had suggested trying to get people to watch things by doing like a live every day for a different episode. And I had stopped doing everyday lives. Like I used to do everyday lives. And then I was like, well, I'm going down to every other day and then every 3 days. But I said for the push to try to get like as many viewership as possible, I did want to help make that happen in some form or fashion. And I don't know if going live every day will necessarily bring that about. But like, thank you, Martha. But I guess I'll ask that for folks. Like, is there any motivating factor to watching the show if there is a live conversation about it? Like, if we chose, like, we're going to talk about episode 1 or just talk about the show in general, is that at all a pull to watch it or not really? Because, I mean, I said to that person I'd be willing to do it if it really actually generates or encourages people to watch. M said, couldn't play season 3 in the background today because people were too nosy today coming to my desk. Nicole B said, yes. Kimura girl said, was watching all day. Ronnie said, I think maybe talking about an episode. Melissa said, I'm on my 3rd watch. As FYI, I started at the beginning of the season at 9:30 a.m., ran at 1.5 times, and it ended at 2:30 p.m. Awesome, Melissa. And folks may have probably already seen my post addressing that there was a post on X that said that 1.25 it would like be more harmful than watching it in 1 speed, because their reasoning was that it's about physical minutes, and and my counter argument to that is it's not about physical minutes. It is about runtime minutes. Are we watching the runtime minutes? And so, thank you, Aaron. So that is my counter argument, because if we were to think that 1.25 speed was giving less runtime minutes of viewing, that's saying that 0.5 would get us more, and it does not. So what they care about is that we are watching the runtime minutes. Thank you, Therese. Thank you, Monica. And so I just want to tell folks it does matter to watch it in 1.5 if you can. If you can't, don't do it. If it's better for your mind to watch it at 1 speed, then watch it at 1 speed. My brain like prefers it 1.5 unless it's music. I don't like it at 1.5 speed at music because the music sounds odd to me. Thanks, Sharon. But I just wanted to make that clear to folks because I felt like it discouraged people from watching it at that 1.5 speed, you know, and it should not take away anything from runtime because you're literally watching the runtime minutes. Kurt Seeing said, I feel like no one understands the split in views. I just rewatch all like you suggested. Yeah. Because, you know, when that whole thing first confused me, I was like, how is it only going to start the 91 days when the full release has happened if we had the first half released a month ahead? So somebody had explained it this way. Those things that we watched a month ahead in May counted only for 0.5. It was never going to count for 1 view. So when people watched the second half, they added those two parts together to make that 1 view. That's their point. My point was basically like, you know, I don't know. I changed. It is confusing. I wish Netflix would just be more clear about it, but because they're not clear about it, the best way to go about it is to watch the whole season all the way through. Princess _ ENF said, I am on number 3 for the day too. Awesome. Great work, y'alls. I do think, I mean, even though I spoke about like how discouraged I was on Tuesday, the reality is I actually do think it's still very much doable. I think having Luke post today certainly helped. Because I feel like people felt encouraged by it. And I don't know the reasoning that he did it today. Hopefully it is because he could tell that people actually want to really continue to push this and continue to support him. And Nicola and the show. And so hopefully. Ronnie said it'll serve to remind people to watch, but having convos of episodes would be fun. Yeah. Let's see here. Christine said, yeah, the carriage scene music at 1.5 is hilarious. Oh my word. It would be kind of funny to watch that at 1.5 speed, I wonder. Because obviously people watched a lot of these scenes in 0.5 speed. But yeah. Hi, Kelsbell. Bells 27. But Melissa said, I did turn off the audio, roll over to the next episode, and the credits played. I did have to press play for the next episode, though. Yeah. Thank you, Sarah Beth. And Philip says, how long have you been in here? Not very long at all. I said I was probably going to do about an hour of a live, but I'm actually not sure when I got on. So I'm guessing that I'll probably get off like at the latest 8 o'clock. Is that right? No. Not, that's too late. 7:45 maybe. Shelly said, I just watch all episodes in order, then start again. Mona said, I miss your live. Oh, thanks, Mona. But as I tell folks all the time, it is on YouTube. For folks that miss any of my lives, you can watch it there. And thank you for those that have been watching it on YouTube, because y'all know that I can start monetizing it once I hit 500 subscribers and 3,000 watch hours. And right now I have 580 the last time I checked, assuming that nobody dropped. And then 1,000 watch hours. Like 1,000, y'all. Y'all watched 1,000 hours of my live in 3 weeks. Like, that means a lot to me. Because I was like, if it keeps in that pace, that means that I could potentially hit the 3,000 watch hours within the next 6 weeks. And that would be amazing. So thank you for watching it. Thank you for some people rewatching things that really resonated with them. That really means a lot. Just Renee 051091 says, so does rewatching certain episodes count towards it? Yes. Any minutes that you invest in it counts. It's just that it won't count as a full view until you hit the same amount of minutes as the runtime minutes of the full season. So as long as you hit those full runtime minutes, then it could be equal to 1. But if it's less than that, it still counts. It's just going to be like 0.25 view. But if, let's say, somebody else watched only 0.25 view, then together you're 0.5. You know what I mean? Mona said, rewatching Bridgerton season 3 again. Yay. Sharon said, I'm embarrassed to say how many times I've watched the whole season through, and I'll keep doing it. No need to be embarrassed. Actually, you can genuinely say, like, you helped make it happen. And I mean, honestly, like, even when when we talked about the fact that we had stayed at number 6, 1.1 million is nothing to scoff at. When you think about how long ago it premiered, the fact that it's still pulling 1.1 million at this point is a huge deal. And so, when folks said, like, oh, I keep doing it, and it's like, thank you for your service. I'm like, thank you. I mean, like, thank you for doing that, because, like, that's actually really helpful. And I don't want people to be discouraged from doing it just because we didn't move another spot up. It's going to take a while to move another spot up at the rate that we're going. So we got to just still keep plugging on. Sharon said, I think Netflix and Shondaland kicked him into gear to post again. I mean, do you think so? I mean, I don't know about that. Because, I mean, if that was the case, I would have felt like Nicola would have posted something too. It would have been, like, it would have made sense for, like, both of them to post at the same time. But I think he genuinely just saw this. Because here's the thing. If it was them, I think that he would have just, like, reposted the Bridgerton account or the Netflix account or wherever this particular video came from. But instead he chose, like, the way it was presented on his story, it definitely felt like he downloaded it to watch it and then uploaded it. Because usually, like, if you're reposting something, it's just like one story, but the way it got posted was like 3 separate stories. So that's the only reason why I feel like it was more so Luke's choice and Luke's thoughts to do it rather than Netflix and Shondaland, because I feel like those typically would just be a repost from him instead of an intentional download and upload. Em said maybe they got the scripts and he was like, time to get back to my Bridgerton fam. Maybe. It'd be exciting. Kimura Girl said, have you watched with audio descriptions? The day that we were doing, like, the what do you call it? The watch of the whole season. I started to before, like, TikTok like just blocked me. I mean, not blocked me, said I had a violation. But then somebody brought up the fact that I could use headphones, and I was like, you're right. I didn't think about that. M. Phillips says, I got one in overnight, but he had a 5-hour drive, so I left it running where I left. So 3 episodes. Nice. Kurt Seeing said Luke posted on his own will. That video was uploaded from his phone, not reposted. Yeah. Oh, so we both were sharing the same mind there, Kurt Seeing. Oh, I realized that I'm way behind now. I tell you, there was not 86 new messages a second ago, so I don't know if I'm missing something. Man, I probably should go down to the bottom and just check, because I'm like, how did it get so many behind? But I'll go up a little bit. Ronnie said, I really hope we get it to 3. I would love that. Now that's even a bigger climb than just 2.1 million views. Because the 2.1 million views a week is us getting to 4. Desiree _ Michelle said, no shame in my Bridgerton game. LOL. Kristen says, you are in good company. I lost count how many times I've watched it. Sharon says, I think the carriage and mirror scenes should count as a whole episode given how many times through. Yeah. Hot Links says, who's watching now while watching this live? I mean, I have mine playing in the background. It's like, what episode is this? Oh, I think this is when like Eloise just breaks the whole conversation in front of Cressida and those ladies about what Colin and Penelope were doing. Yeah, Nicole B said, and during the Olympics. User with a lot of numbers right behind it says, does anyone know how and why season 1 had so many more viewings? The pandemic. First, it was just the first season. People were so excited for it. Just, I guess the novelty was like the first one out the gate. But the biggest reason out of everything is the pandemic. People had a lot more time to invest to watching it versus now. Now it takes a lot of effort. Like, I have to play it in the background because I have to do some adulting, and so I can't watch it. I look once in a while to see where things are at or what's happening, but for the most part, I haven't had a chance to like really sit and watch it the way the season 1 would have been watched. Swanky said, LOL, I'm not embarrassed at all, and I'm still enjoying it and not tired of it yet. Honey Bunny 75 said, we're under the willow tree right now, and Pollen is being awkward. I love them. I love them too. Steph _ clock said, my family's so over my twice daily Bridgerton runnings. Kristen said, I just want to take his post at face value. Yeah. I take his post at face value. I think he just saw it and was like, wanted to share it. Nicole B said, I don't think so. If so, Nick would have posted it or would have been a repost. Yeah, I agree. Steph.in.wonderland said, I think he just liked it and posted it. I agree. Ratchy 610 said, I think the post was Luke's idea. So I think folks do feel like it just came from him, because I do think it is. It's Melissa said he had to get it from YouTube, right? I mean, I'm not sure where he got that clip, but it definitely is a download of some sort. Just the way it was uploaded. It's not a repost kind of situation. It's something that you upload yourself. Ren Fair Mistress said, I don't think so. I think he misses them in general. He's looking forward to getting back there. I think so too. Hot Link says he's missing filming. Ronnie said, yep, that boy uploaded. User with a lot of numbers right behind it said, okay, so season 1 pandemic makes sense. How do we get a lockdown again for season 3? I don't know if we want another lockdown, but I think it is very possible to just make a commitment. Like for me, I usually do a story where I just turn on the show and just let people know, hey, this is our daily reminder to turn it on. And some folks don't need the daily reminder because they've had it been going for 24/7. But for me, I need it for myself. Like, y'all are holding me accountable to the fact that I'm watching this on a consistent basis. Especially because I wasn't really helping with the numbers for a while until I got my laptop. Now, because I have my laptop, I'm able to like play it at all times if I remember to. And that's why I send out the daily reminder to remind myself and everybody else. Monica 11851 said all good feels, happy times. TK said yes, it makes me hopeful that he posted. Thanks, Lynette. CHEZKA said rewatching now. Yay. Emily 629 said watch out, Nick. Work hubby's coming home. Very cute. Jess Renee said Luke is finished with his travels and is ready to come home. His wife is waiting. Yeah, Susanna said, guess who's back? Back again. Luke is back. Tell a friend. Yes. Deb Max said he posted them so fast. User with a lot of numbers right behind it said, I let it play with audio descriptions while I'm driving. Ooh, I like that. I like that idea. Yeah, that's a good idea. If people are driving, you know, you could play it with the audio descriptions. And audio, like the audio descriptions can be spicy, I've been told. Because I did start trying to watch it that one day, and then since it didn't happen, like I never did a rewatch where I was listening to it with the audio description. Kirsty said, I'm at the part where he catches her. I'm just going to close my eyes. Wait, the part where he catches her. Oh, okay. Sarah Beth says, I was so happy about the story by Luke on IG today. Yes, please. I'm rewatching daily. Actually, hold on. I just realized. Let me see. I am going to see if I can do something real quick here. Okay. Ronnie, I just put you, I always thought you were a moderator, but I just put you as a moderator because, you know, I fall behind. So just in case you see something that I should like read, I'm just giving you the opportunity to pin things for me. I hope you don't mind. I didn't ask for your permission, but hopefully you're okay with it. Okay. Lady Di said, not only because of pandemic, season 1 released Christmas Day. Plenty downtime to binge the whole season. TK said, I'm at first kiss, one of my favorite scenes. Oh, yeah, that is a good one. Miss Allie said, I've also taken on a British accent. See here. Sarah Beth says, back on episode 1, I finished first stream of the day on second round. Awesome. Yeah, samesies. That's where I'm at, too. Second round. Testa Mess said, wait, what post? What did I miss now? That Luke posted a blooper. Those bloopers. From interviews, I guess. Let's see. Okay, Lady Di said the bloopers video was released on YouTube today. Kimorova Girl said, I think he's ready to go back to work. I think we're all ready for him to go back to work. That would be very exciting for all of us. Hot Link said, real talk, does rewinding episode 5 at a certain 15-minute mark add more views? It doesn't add more views. It adds more minutes that gets you closer to being considered a view. So in order for it to be considered one view, it has to equal the whole runtime of the season. So all of those minutes can add up to that, but it doesn't necessarily add more views if that's all you're watching. It's just, they're going to add up all of those times that you're watching that scene over and over again. And as long as the amount of times you watch it is equal to how long the season is, then yes, that would be considered one view. Nicola said, I watched a video today where Nicola said they have lots of behind the scenes and interviews on their phones. Oh my word. I feel like Nicola's phone harbors so much information. Like, honestly, I mean, I feel like she always is taking photos. She has all the secrets. CW21 06 says, I also think Nicola not posting bloopers is intentional too. Show Luke promoting and Nick posting other stuff. Nicola posting other stuff, yeah. Kayla said, when you watch at 1.5, does it still count? It's less time, even though it's still all of it. I stand by the fact that I 100% believe it counts, because it is based off of runtime minutes, not physical minutes. So runtime minutes is, are you watching the show? Are you watching these scenes? If you are watching it, and even though you might not be physically watching it, but it's like it's playing, it is considered those runtime minutes. And the way I would respond to the person who said that it doesn't count is watching it in 0.5 speed doesn't give you extra minutes. Just because you're playing it for longer does not equal more runtime minutes. And they are basing it on runtime minutes. That's why when people fast forward, it doesn't count towards runtime minutes. Why? Because you're not watching anything at all. But when you're watching in 0.5, 0.75, 1, 1.25, 1.5, you are watching it. Those are all watchable speeds. Kristen said, I appreciate your reminders to watch Play Season 3. Thank you. I'm hoping it matters. I really genuinely hope it matters. Because I wouldn't be doing it every day if I didn't feel like it has to matter somewhere. You know, as I said, like, my reach is only my reach. It needs other content creators sending daily reminders to their people, but they have to want to do it, you know, like it's you don't want to like force people to do something that they might not really feel like is their thing to do. But if they feel it and they feel passionate about it, and if they feel like it matters to their people, you know, I think that it's helpful. Ooh, Lucky Ducky Ooh said, so I just need to watch all the intimate scenes for 8 hours over and over. Got it. If you can do it, yes, absolutely, yes. All of those minutes of rewatching all those scenes does add, you know, if it adds up to the whole season, yes. Then you can count yourself adding that one view. Absolutely. Felicia said, Luke is having a Ross dating Julie moment on Friends. Lady Di said, I work from home. I have it playing on my phone while I'm working. Yeah, I've typically have it playing, and I actually have it right behind me. The only time I've ever turned it off was because I was doing a facilitation and I was nervous that, you know, when you're worried that all of a sudden your computer is just going to start like being unmuted for some reason, even though it's obviously muted. That was my fear, because I was like, what if sounds start coming out and I'm like facilitating? That would not be a good situation. Kimorova Girl said, I play it while I'm driving. So do you do audio descriptions too? So Lade also does the same thing. M. Phillips says, I'm always driving with children, so there's too much spicy for little ones. That makes sense. Kristen says that smart audio descriptions for driving. Oh, my word, I'm always behind. Okay, so now I'm going back down again. M-Sub said, I still don't know what N Wordle post means, LOL. Someone help. I think, I don't know what that means too. Can somebody tell me what that means? And if you see an answer to that, Ronnie, can you put it up so I know what the answer to that is? Melinda said, God forbid she loses her phone. Oh, my word. Yeah. Guard it with her life. Oh, you made me ink. Said she is the secret. Kimorova Girl said there has to be so many bloopers just between Nick and Luke. Okay. Nicola posted a Wordle on her IG story. Okay. Is it just like something that I would actually, I probably need to see it. Wordle is like that one game where you have to guess the words by a certain amount. Does she show it unfinished or finished? Ronnie said it's a game. Yeah. Was it finished or unfinished? Like, did it show what the final word was or no? Kayla said, definitely going to start speeding it up then. Yay. Dominique said, how about if I download it? Because I have a 23-hour flight to Australia soon. Unfortunately, Dominique, no. She got one in 2 guesses, said 8T4. Oh, okay. No, downloads don't count. Because they don't know how many times you're watching it. They just know you downloaded it. So it has to be on the actual Netflix account that you're watching it. Teresita said, how many episodes do we need to watch for runtime minutes? All of it. All of it gets you the one view. Now, again, if you want to watch certain scenes over and over and over again, and it gets you to the same runtime minutes, that will equal one view. But it's just going to be much easier for you to just watch all of the whole episode. I know some folks are like, I don't like certain scenes. I don't want to watch all of it. But like, you know, watch the ones you want to watch and then have it at 1.5 speeds on the things that you don't want. I mean, I watch 1.5 speed anyway, in general. Oh, Melissa said no, she guessed the word anvil in 2 guesses. She's sending the most random pictures. A breakfast, a Wordle. I mean, I guess she's just giving folks like random things to look at, I suppose. Lydia said, even if we don't move up in position, the higher we move up in views, the harder it is to pass. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know what the next show is that's going to start to compete with Bridgerton season 3. I don't know what do y'all think will be the next show that could potentially try to battle it. Right now, there isn't any new shows that have entered the top 10 with Bridgerton season 3 right now. So right now, we only need to watch that number go up, because everything else should stay the same, because everybody else has finished their 91 days. I don't know do you think Supercell? I've not watched that show, but do you think that would crack top 10 or no? To Dragonfly MI said, I just have it playing in the background all the time, which is smart. Angel06 said, it has to be viewed through Netflix because downloads can't be tallied. Yes, correct. M. Phillips said, I say every little bit helps. Those who watch just scenes make up for me not watching credits. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Because runtime includes credits, but the majority of us do not watch the credits. I may have watched one time, but oh yeah. Oh, definitely. So Nicole B said Stranger Things or Wednesday. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. I mean, Wednesday already at the number 1 spot is like that was a lot. But then I think that's because that show was accessible to all ages. Bridgerton, by the nature of the show, limits. Oh, okay. Kurt Seeing said Squid Games will kick out season 2. That too. Emily 629 said he's in his Marina era. Just be patient, guys. M said, I swear if Netflix released those deleted scenes, season 3 would go to number 3 in a day. Melinda said, how do you get audio descriptions? It's in the closed captions. No, not the closed. Is it the closed captions? I think it's the closed captions where it says you can choose like the language. Is it closed captions or settings? I should not be answering this question. I thought I knew the answer off the top of my head, but I'm like, no, that's wrong. Oh my word. How is it already at 91? Okay, I'm going to go down. Lucky Ducky who said, all we want to see is Nick's phone case. Show us your phone, Nick, not Wordle. You're funny. Whoopsie. Melissa said, oh yeah, I forgot about Squid Games. Megan said, credits shouldn't count, especially when Netflix auto jumps to the next episode. LOL. Yes, I mean, I wish it didn't. But full runtime usually includes the start of the show, like the beginning, like scenes, to the end of the episodes. And the way you know what the runtime is for a particular episode is it'll have the title of the episode, and it'll have the minutes, like 52 minutes, 58 minutes, or whatever. That'll let you know how long the runtime is for that particular episode. Ladies, Di said, Wordle, you have 5 chances to guess a 5-letter word. She solved it on the second guess. Anvil was the word. So she was just showing how quickly she knew it, huh? I love that. Kayla said, oh, dang, didn't realize credits counted all the different language credits, too. I mean, it's really like, actually, I watched it one time and I was like, wow. Like, to realize that all of these voices, like, played Luke or Nicola, like, it's the coolest thing. But yeah, but that's why I do think all of the clips that other people are watching does make up for the fact that the majority of people don't watch the credits. Thanks, Martha. Jen said, I like that she runs her IG herself and her posts make it clear that she's actually her posting. Lady Di said it's accessibility settings. Okay, that's what it is. Hot Link says, I feel bad my views are lower because I zip through non-pollen stuff. I mean, we really highly encourage everybody to watch the whole thing, but honestly, you're still helping. You're still helping. So if you just really cannot get through non-pollen stuff, please just keep doing what you're doing because you're still helping. Even if it's not like a full view on your own, your partial views are still going to be attached to other people's partial views that will then equal the one that we need. So whatever you can do, like, is what you can do. And Philip says it is closed captions, but it is different depending on what device you are on. That's good to know. Kimura Girl said it's in subtitles and audio. Okay. Felicia says you go to language and pick others to get closed captions. Oh yeah, Kristen said it's same playing field for other shows though, including credits. So it's fair. Yes. This is true. Good point. All of the shows, typically people skip the credits, so it does even out in the end. Now, the only way it might not even out is like Bridgerton credits are really long because there are so many other like languages and other things. I mean, and that might be true for all of the shows now, though. I'm not sure. Maybe it's not just Bridgerton that would have a really long credit. I guess I've never really watched credits often enough to know. Melissa said, I did watch Supercell. It was good. I started to watch like a few minutes of one. I just need to get used to having my life in order again. Kayla said, true, the dubbing is neat to think about. Makes me want to check out those out to hear their versions. Yeah, I'm kind of interested myself sometimes. Stephanie said, but do all other shows get dubbed in all those languages? I'm not sure. Genuinely don't know. Felicia said, I think they should know by now to make up for the lack of pollen scenes from season 3 and when doing season 4. And I think that's partly part of the motivation, not just to pass season 1, which is a good enough motivation for me, to be honest, but it is another way to really show them how much we love pollen and would like to see pollen more prominently in season 4. Nick's Rich says filming starting next month. I'm just so excited for them to be reunited. Me too, absolutely. Kristen said, what if a lot of that does season 1 have a lot of credits too? Probably. Well, I don't know. Did they offer it in the first season? Or later seasons because it got so big? I'm not sure. Serenity Chic said, delighted to finally catch you during a live again. Season 3 playing in the background right now. Awesome. Thank you, Serenity. Melinda said, on my phone I could only get audio and subtitles. I'll try on my desktop later. Drama Fiend couldn't get into Supercell. Okay, Megan was sick in bed today, so hopefully you'll feel better soon. But at least you had season 3 on all day as a pick me up. That's awesome. But yeah, hopefully you feel better soon. It's never fun to be sick. IDK said Bridgerton Duolingo because Lord knows I know those monologues by now. Kimura Girl says, send it to me, Rachel, and send it to me, please. Okay, I always hear the send it to me, Rachel. I know it's got to be some sort of like meme or some sort of thing. Like, what is the context of send it to me, Rachel? I feel like Luke right now. You know how like Luke had to have Nicola explain every single meme to him? I feel like that right now. Because what does send it to me, Rachel mean? I hear it all the time. I just take it at face value because it seems to make sense to me, but I don't actually know the context. Melissa said, I'm tickled that IMDb says they are in episode 1. P Wade 45 says it takes so long to put it up because they have to dub it in all those languages. Yeah. Oh, Megan picked up a cold from a work conference the last 2 days. That's never fun. But honestly, like those conferences is like the place where it's so easy to get it because there's so many people. Serenity Chic said I had the opportunity to watch season 3 in Spanish. I was it was so operish. It was a great novella. Okay, so it is a meme on TikTok. Like, what's the background of the meme? Like, who is Rachel? And what are they trying to have Rachel show them? Oh, user with a lot of numbers said you need to see the Rachel video to understand. Okay. Drama Fiend 34 is like, I don't get it either, so at least I'm not alone there. Thank you. Flower with the Stars says, Phoebe, how are you on TikTok and don't know that? I will tell you this. It's because y'all are my TikTok. You all are my For You page. I used to look at my For You page. I actually have been able to see my For You page a lot more often lately. So I have looked at things more these days. But honestly, I don't typically see my For You page. So I usually see only Luke and Nicola stuff because people send me stuff. Okay. Sarah Beth says a woman named Rachel decided to prank her mother with a Jesus sighting. Oh, interesting. Somebody sent me this Rachel thing so I can have even a further context. Kristen says, ooh, season 1 in Spanish. I'm doing that for sure. Oh, there you go. Oh, that could be another fun way. Like, we learn a new language through watching the show in different languages. Daisy Duck says, I don't understand most internet memes, to be honest. Let's see. Felicia said we didn't need or care about Benedict intimate scenes or Francesca also getting married. I mean, it really was tough to, like, I'm sure it's supposed to build on something that will be in season 4, but it is kind of one of those things where it's just, we wanted to feel like it was Pollen's season, and it just didn't feel like it enough. Kristen said, love a telenovela. Flower with Stars says Jesus was seen in Ohio. So I'm guessing that has to do with the Rachel thing. Ronnie says someone DM it to Phoebe. LOL. Jen said Netflix requires dubbing. Even shows they don't produce have to get that done to be on the platform. Oh, okay. For all the languages? 8T4 said Rachel pranks her mom by saying Jesus was spotted somewhere and her mom says to send it to her. Okay. I think I get it a little bit more. Kayla says, great live, have to go catch some sleep. Y'all behave. Behave. Sleep well, Kayla. Oh, Kimorova girl said, I've watched it in Russian. Sarah Beth said, I Googled it. LOL, I didn't know. Flower with Stars said, someone go to a Kamala rally and write stream Bridgerton season 3 on your signed coconut tree. Phoebe, I sent the video to you, says Melissa. Thank you. Kimorova girl said, I just watched in Russian and could understand some of it. IDK said, and then the mom says, send it to me, Rachel, and starts almost crying because she loves her some Jesus. Oh. Okay, Daisy Duck said, too many stories that didn't really add to the plot. Yeah. I mean, that's what it felt like to folks. It still felt like that to me. I want to believe it's going to make sense when season 4 rolls around, like why they did all that stuff. But in the moment, it did not feel like it. Deb Mac said he reposted. She didn't. Yeah. I mean, he didn't repost. Deb Mac, he uploaded it. So if he reposted it, it would have been like from the Bridgerton account or Netflix account. But what he did was he must have seen it somewhere. He downloaded it from wherever he watched it and uploaded it. So yeah. Serenity Chic says, I cannot seem to wrap my mind around Michael Kilmartin being Michaela Kilmartin for season 4. I think the biggest issue that people had with it that I've heard revolves around the fact that John was the love of Francesca's life, and the way that the show had her like kiss him and look almost like she didn't like it, or she was like, she did a face. I think for a lot of people it hurt because in the books themselves, he was the love of her life, and she didn't even allow herself to consider someone else until years and years and years later. And the show gives the impression almost that John isn't the love of her life because she already seemed to feel something for Michaela. And they said that in the books, Michael is the one that feels things for her first. And so I think that's a very big difference for folks, especially if they loved the love story between John and Francesca. Teresita said, good night, Phoebe. See you on your live tomorrow. Yes. Oh, thank you, Teresita. And just as a reminder to folks, tomorrow I will be going live with Ronnie, Ho, Caroline, and Angela the Simstigator. And so it's going to be, it will probably be 2 hours, because with just 2 hours, it's already, I mean, like I usually do only an hour and a half to 2 hours. But 2 hours with that many people is like 24 minutes per person to have a chance to speak. And so I'll probably not speak as much because I want to give the platform to my guests mostly. And so there's a specific question or a specific theme that we'll be discussing tomorrow around, like, you know, how do people create their parameters or boundaries with their own account, and things of that nature. And then we'll probably try to make sure to leave space for folks that may have questions that they want to ask the panel. But I'm sure it'll go quickly. It always does. Even this hour, like I'm staying on for another like 12 minutes here. Felicia said Benedict was irrelevant to his story. Like, when you say irrelevant to his story, what do you mean? Like to Benedict's own story? What do you mean by that? Kristen said, I think it was worse subplots because of time between seasons too. Yeah, and I just feel like other seasons centered their main leads more, and the subplots usually added to the main character stories. And I think what was difficult with this one was just, it felt like, how did it add to the story of Pollen? The Green Bird Brigade said, I could have done without the whole Benedict story, but I assume it matters later. That's what I hope. I mean, that's what I'm like hoping for. Green Bird Brigade. I'm like, if you're gonna have spent that much time on it, it better pay off in season 4. It better make sense. And when I say it better pay off in season 4, like, don't give us more of the same. Like, give us something that adds to it, that says, why was this significant enough to focus as much time as they did on it. Hopefully it makes sense when season 4 rolls around. IDK said, ugh, Upload, love that show too. Oh, Upload! The one on Prime? I'm pretty sure I had canceled my Prime, so I'm missing out on some stuff that I was like, oh yeah, that is partly the benefit of having Prime. I was just thinking about the buying stuff, but now that I don't have Prime now. So let's see here. Jen said Netflix may have sent it out to them to post if they wanted to. Maybe. I don't know of any time that I've ever seen it done this way. It very much felt like how I would upload a video when I forget that, like, a video section could only be a certain length. It felt like that for me. When the way he uploaded it felt like a regular person uploading it, then I don't know how to explain it because, yeah, but maybe I'm not making sense when I say that. M. Phillips said they rely too heavily on the fact that we were already familiar with the characters. Oh, you're right. That's probably partly what it is, M. Phillips. They took it for granted almost like, but you know what they missed out on? Flashbacks. I mean, yeah, we may have known them since season 1, but like you could still have done flashbacks. You could have still given us backstory that we would have never gotten from season 1 or season 2, but they didn't take that into. They could also have given more insight into how Colin was thinking and feeling. Instead of telling us, they could have been showing us more. But instead, they did a lot of telling and not showing, at least for Colin. IDK said, I think so, because a lot of Colin cute stuff happened in season 2, and that was subplot. So, yeah, like it adds to it. Like it you can look back in season 1 and season 2 and see how all of that adds to season 3. So we got to believe that Benedict stuff has, on looking back when we're watching it in season 4, go, okay, that's the reason why you did that. Flower with Stars said Anthony was subplot season 1, Colin was subplot season 2, and Benedict was subplot season 3. I don't think they focused more. Well, actually, I think they did, though. Only because they literally did numbers. They did, folks did like a percentage of like how much time was spent on the main characters. And it showed that Paulin got the least amount of screen time as the main like leads. So it wasn't just a figment of our imaginations that there was less time. It literally is. It was less time. On top of it, the subplots served the main characters less than all the other previous seasons. Like all the other previous seasons, yeah, they were subplots, but they still added to the main story, and that wasn't happening in season 3 as much. Like those scenes many of those scenes did nothing to move things along. The only subplot that did move things along for Paulin was the ones with Cressida and Eloise. Melissa said it felt like Paulin was on its own subplot in a season. Nick and Nicola were brilliant, but I felt they needed more, especially after all the promo. Yeah. Felicia said, unless he ends up with a man in some way, I don't get why they showed it so much. I think it'll make sense once, hopefully, season 4 rolls along. I mean, I didn't read the books, but I feel like the books give some insight potentially to it. I'm not quite sure. People who read the book might have something else to share on that. Serenity said we technically had a 2-season setup for Paulin, so I'm okay with the setup for Benedict's story. Yeah. Kimorova Girl said we would have loved flashback. IDK, I feel like the only flashbacks we really get are trauma. Oh! I mean, you're not wrong. Maybe that's why we didn't get a flashback. Because theirs was actually happy. Obviously, I think, didn't he fall off a horse? Isn't that the story? Retired teacher said, let's just enjoy the fact he did the videos. Let's not read too much into it. True. Yeah. Melissa said something I thought about. Penn was likely the only spouse who may have ever known the Bridgerton dad in person. Now, people said to me that would not be the case. I thought so too. There was a video that shared that, and I was like, oh, maybe that's what's going on. But people said that's not the case. They said that they didn't meet until they were 16 years old or something like that. I don't know how it is in the show, but in the book, they didn't meet until they were 16. The Greenberg Brigade says, I am so excited to see the red-headed baby in season 4. So am I. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I really hope. I know it doesn't make sense to name technically, because as a Bridgerton, it probably should start with the letter A first, but I really hope it's going to be Elliot. Like, that would be the greatest nod. And Philip says Bridgerton of data. Her analysis was awesome. Her analysis was awesome on what? And Phillips. Let's see here. Okay. Flower with Star says Phoebe checked Cass Moran on Insta. She ran the numbers and they were very close. Oh, okay. Yeah, because I forgot which ones that I watched. And I mean, I'm not saying that they were dramatically like different. It's just like not only did they not get as much screen time, it was when they didn't have the screen time, the subplots didn't serve the story to move forward for them. Whereas the other ones still served some sort of purpose. Even like, I guess the Cressida and Eloise, but also I guess the scene with Anthony and Kate also added to it, but I don't know. Bridgerton's of Data was the series that did all the numbers of the different episodes. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah. Megan said, okay, I'm off, took some cold medicine, and gonna try and sleep this crud off. Yeah, hopefully you feel better soon. All right, I'm gonna be heading off here soon, so let's see what else folks have here. M says, who has heard season 4 will be my best work? Sure, Jane, LOL. Love season 3, but still needed more. Yeah. Therese said, in the book, Penn meets Colin when she is 16 and he is 21. And when they get together, they are 28 and 33. Yeah, so they changed dramatically, like the ages. Serenity said, it doesn't matter what the baby's name is in season 4. It will be Elliot. I have decided. Yeah. Kimura girl heading out. Have a great night, Phoebe. Well, I'm going to be heading out with you in like 2 minutes as well. So have a great night. And Philip says it also feels a little bit of a slap to be like, the next season is my best work. Yeah. Well, I mean, yes. And you always want your best work to always be like the next thing, right? You want to be constantly getting better, but yeah. And Philip says, especially since she hasn't even started it. That's the thing. I wonder if she did. I feel like I heard that she started working on stuff even earlier. So, Flower with Star says, I think every creative says the next thing will be their best. Yeah, it makes sense that people say that. Serenity Chic said, Phoebe, always a delight. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Ronnie said, yeah, but she shouldn't have said it at press for the previous LOL. True. The timing, read the room. Not the right time to say this. And Philip says, true, fair enough, fair enough. P. Wade 45 said, but Chris is back as well. Was Chris the old showrunner? Or is that somebody else? Felicia said, I would have kept Eloise, Kate, and Violet scenes, but take out the others until season 4. Okay. Everyone says, yes, that's who Chris is. Okay. Christina said, maybe this means that Pollen will have more time in season 4 if they're going to keep up this pattern. Yeah. Thank you, Ava. All right. Okay. User with a lot of numbers says Chris was never gone, right? He is an episode on season 3 credits. Okay. Flower with the Stars said also season 3 was her first time as a showrunner, so it really was her test run. Yeah. M said Chris lied about the deleted scenes. I mean, I feel like there's always deleted scenes. Anyways, again, just a reminder of tomorrow. If anybody is free at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, it will be myself, Ronnie, Ho-Ho, Caroline, and Angela the Simstigator. So have a great night, everyone. Bye.